Hmm. Hi guys. I just give me a second. What's going on in here? Hi guys. I just give me a second. What's going on in here? Hi guys. I just give me a second. What's going on in here? Hi guys. So sorry about that. I think I had like several windows open on my computer and it was kind of shut-in altogether. So let me figure out a second. And on top of it, I just dropped my cup of tea on myself. It wasn't hot tea, so it was okay. It was a little bit warm. So I just so it all happened at once for some reason. I haven't noticed it fell on me. So and all these things were open as I was finishing prepping, and I am now live here in the group with the challenge. I am so excited, guys. I'm really so pumped. I can't even express. I am beyond excited about this challenge because I know how much it can help you guys. So I am beyond words excited. So before we jump right in, let me start by saying, please, if you're watching it live or if you're watching it in replay, please don't forget to put hashtag live or hashtag replay so I can know that you're watching it. And so why am I asking you this? Because there will be prizes at the end of the challenge that are given for participation. And so if you are watching, I want to be able to count you in so you are eligible for the prizes. So don't forget hashtag live or hashtag replay. And if you are there, I want to hear you. I want to see you. Please comment hashtag live, hashtag replay. I'm going to give you a shout out. So this is going to be awesome. And I am so excited. So, hey, Evelyn, you're watching it live. Awesome. So guys, please comment hashtag live and hashtag replay. So if you are new to me, so let me go ahead and introduce myself. My name is Jenny Black, and I'm a coach. I help high-achieving women to grow in self-love, positive self-talk, and mindset shifts for more peace, balance, and happiness. I'm so passionate about what I do because I was one chasing the peace, balance, and happiness just to never find them. I was constantly running. I was constantly stressed. I was looking for external validations and permissions all the time. So I was fearful and anxious about so many things in my life. Literally small things were putting me over the edge. Like I was even anxious about driving my car too far, going to work, and doing some simple tasks. So if that is you, know that I was there too, and I understand you, I hear you, I see you. I was also fearful and anxious about I was not only that, I was fearful and anxious of pretty much everything, right? I was constantly feeling I'm not doing enough. I was overworking. I was burning myself down because I thought that's what good daughters, good employees do, good wives do, good mothers. I was putting all these high standards on myself. I was holding myself accountable to so many standards that I placed on myself. And so no wonder I was not able to relax and be myself, just enjoy my life, be happy, be balanced. So fast forward to today, I went through amazing transformation, a complete change. So now I enjoy my life. I feel at ease. I feel happy and satisfied more than I ever been. And so my life is so different now, and I really, truly enjoy it. So that is why I'm so passionate about sharing what I learn, about sharing all of those tools and tricks that can help you to and I know they can also lead you to the peace, balance, and happiness and transform your life in so many levels. So that's why I'm so excited about today's challenge. I apologize a little bit about my voice. I have been overcoming the cold. And honestly, I haven't even noticed that it affected my voice until now that I'm starting to talk so much. And and now I feel like it's a little bit raspy, just slightly, little bit. So I am sorry about that. But yes, if you're watching with me today, don't forget to put hashtag live or hashtag replay. So because there will be prizes at the end of the challenge, and the people who participated will definitely get the prizes. So today is the day one of the challenge, Save Time and Find Balance. And today's topic is how can we handle our task more effectively? So before we dive right into that and talk about how can we become more effective and efficient and doing things, so let me talk a little bit more about this challenge and what are going to be the prizes and how can you win those prizes. So that is why we're using hashtag live, hashtag replay. Don't forget to leave it there. So what are the prizes that you can get? So there are two prizes and I'm so excited about them both. So the first prize is 1 hour free strategy session with me. So that is going to really help you so much and take you to another level. It will help you to lessen your stress, anxiety. We can work on anything that aligns with you. We can amp up your peace, balance, and happiness. And so you will be amazed what one session can help you with. So the second prize is $100 credit that can be applied to any coaching sessions with me. So those are prizes for the participations. I cannot wait to share them with you. So how can you win those prizes? So first of all, you need to watch all days of the challenge. You can either watch them live or the replay. It doesn't matter. Just don't forget to leave your hashtags live and hashtag replay. That's what I'm going to be looking at when I'm going to be picking the winners for the prize, for the of those prizes. And another thing that you need to do is to do your homework every day. So there will be a little bit of homework. I promise it's not going to be anything too complicated. And if you do that, it can actually help you in so many levels. So if you do your homework and if you comment on all of 3 videos, live videos that I'm going to do, either hashtag live or hashtag replay, you will have a chance to win one of those prizes. So you will have to do everything by the end of the day, Friday. So at the end of the day, Friday or early morning on Saturday, I will go and look at all the hashtags that you guys left, at all the homework that's been done, and I will pick the winners. All challenge videos that is in this group will be removed at the end of the week. So you want to hurry up and watch them. So they are not going to last there forever. So if you actually register to watch and you put your email in there, you will have a little bit more time to watch because the replays will be sent to your email addresses. And so you can go there, you can go get that link, click on it and watch it for a little bit longer. But the challenge will be to win the prizes will be closed on Friday. So the winner will be announced on Saturday morning based on your participations. If there will be several people who did all the steps, then I will look at other participation in the challenge and pick the winner. And if there will be a tie, then it will come to the luck of the draw. So good luck, guys. I'm so excited about sharing those great prizes with you, sharing this wonderful information. And I'm so excited about the changes that you can make into your life by following this challenge and making the simple steps. So once again, guys, please comment #live or #replay. Hi, Mary. Thanks for leaving the #live. So I'm so excited about this challenge today, guys. So let's talk a little bit more about the challenge and what we're gonna see in the next 3 days. So the challenge is starting today. Today's the day 1. And we're gonna have challenge for 2 more days. We're gonna have it on Wednesday and on Thursday too. So the name of the challenge is Save Time and Find Balance. And today's topic is how can we handle our tasks more effectively? So why this challenge? Why did I want to do it so much? Guys, I felt so aligned and moved to do it with you because I know I've been in this position before so many times. If you're constantly running, if you're constantly exhausted, if you feel like you're running all the time, your to-do list never ends and it actually grows, right? So you feel like you knock out like a couple of tasks off your to-do list and then 5 more come in, right? It stresses you out all the time. Who've been there? Yeah, I have been there. Yes, if you've been there, just say yes, guys. If there are certain tasks on your list that constantly move from week to week or even from month to month, and you're like, oh, wow, when am I going to be done with this, right? You wake up at night thinking about what you need to do. Did that happen to you? That I know it happened to me before, like where I would wake up in the middle of the night and I would be rehashing in my head, what do I need to do? What tasks I need to do tomorrow, right? If that happened to you guys, you can say yes. So I know that happened to you as well. So yeah. If that happened to you, that definitely happened to me. When I woke up in the middle of the night, I was thinking about my to-do list. Do you forget to do certain tasks on time and then feel horrible about it? You feel overwhelmed and don't know what to do. That happened to me, all of that before. So it's just now I have a better tools to manage it. And that's what I'm sharing with you during this challenge, right? So today is the topic for resolving all of that, for helping with lots of things. So we're also gonna talk more about it in the next 2 days. So what can we do? How can we continue and lessen our stress? How can we stop this overwhelm? There are different approaches to this. So the approach number 1 that we're going to be talking about today is become more efficient with your tasks. The approach number 2 is learn how to balance your life a little bit better. And we'll talk about it tomorrow. And number 3 is the mindset. So we're going to be talking about mindset on Thursday. So you don't want to miss any parts of this challenge because they really jam-packed with so much information. Those are that approaches we're going to be covering in the next 3 days. And today we are talking about how can we handle our tasks more effectively. So and I cannot express you how excited I am to share that with you. So guys, once again, comment hashtag live. If you're watching it live, comment hashtag replay. I will be giving the prizes away at the end of the challenge based on your participation, and you do definitely wanna comment so that you can get one of those prizes. So how can we become more effective handling the tasks and to-do lists? So first and foremost, what I usually start with, I have a planner or a notebook, or you can use a digital planner where you can plan what you need to do, but you really need to be committed to it and use it. So whatever you choose to use, it's up to you. You can use a digital planner, you can use a notebook if you are not like the planner. I do have personally planner. This is my planner. I like to decorate it, as you can see, with all different stickers as well. And so it's like opens up and it has like weekly plans and monthly plans. So I love it. So you can, instead of that, you can use just a regular notebook to keep track of your stuff as well. That works too. Depends on how many tasks you have and how specific you are, but that definitely helps. But remember, guys, if you decide to do that, you need to be all in. What does that mean? You want to put all your tasks and all your plans in there. Why is that? Because otherwise, you're going to be trying to remember it in your head, and that's what's going to keep you up at night. If you put the majority of there, and then you're like, well, those two tasks, I'm not going to write them down, I'm going to remember them. Well, guess what? You're going to be waking up in the middle of the night, you're going to be thinking about those two tasks, thinking, how am I not going to forget about them? How do I want to make sure that I remember them? And so you're still going to be having them on the back of your mind. So you need to trust the process and check on it daily and go with it. To keep you on track, I also recommend writing an intent and remind yourself daily of that. So what intent could be with that, and why do we need it? So intent is really more like helps you to put yourself on the like right page and the right state of mind about that. And you can remind of it. You can read that intent from time to time. You don't have to do it every day. So what kind of intent could be? So you can start with the words, my intent with this type of work is to stay organized, to stay on track, and make sure that all necessary tasks are being done in the time that they need to be done. So something simple like that could be your intent for the for your planner or anything like that. So today we're gonna dive right in and see how we can prioritize your tasks more effectively and how we can put them in the right priorities so that they don't stress you out as much. So it's a simple process, and I'm so excited to share it with you. So guys, if you are watching and if you want to hear more, comment yes. Also, don't forget to comment hashtag live if you're watching live, or hashtag replay if you're watching in replay. There will be prizes for participating in this challenge, and I will be looking at those hashtags at the end of each day to see who participated. Honestly, I think it's by the end of that day, Friday, that that's where I'm gonna be like finishing and summing everything up. So let's go back to our topic, right? Today's topic is how can I become more effective handling tasks and my to-do lists? And I love this topic, guys. I really do. So because it is so simple, that is extremely simple, but somehow we forget about it. Somehow we like, oh, I know it already, I'm not gonna do it. Where it is really really important to sometimes remind ourselves those simple tasks. So all right. So I've been, I think sometimes my, on my computer, some things don't show me. So I just want to make sure I'm staying on top of all the comments so I can say hi to you. So if you do have any questions while I'm getting through this material, also don't hesitate and put those questions in your comments. I will be answering them today. If you're watching it in replay, please put them in there as well. I can get to them tomorrow during my during the second day of our challenge. So so today we're going to look in more details how we can prioritize our tasks and make life easier in that sense. So let me share my screen with you. Give me a second. All right. I'm gonna be sharing the screen with you. 1 second. All right, guys, if you see that, okay, so I think it is working. Sorry, guys, I have to check some stuff sometimes on my phone because otherwise I don't know if it's working or not. So if it is not working, please yell at me, please comment and say it is not working. I can't see it. So this way I will know that you can guys see it. So let me see if I can make it a little bit bigger. 1 second. Oh, here it is. So let's talk about how we can prioritize the tasks. And let me move this one a little bit over here. So, all right, guys, so excited about that. So we're going to be talking about how we can create the priorities and prioritize our tasks so we can handle them more effectively and efficiently. So we're going to create the system of priorities for your tasks. So here you have your tasks. So here you have your tasks. So we're going to be putting them in the 3 buckets. So 3 buckets that, so this is the first round of priorities that I recommend for you to do, to put your tasks into 3 buckets. So the what must be done today, what is absolutely have to be done today. So goes in the first bucket. So this is the bucket for today. Then we're going to have a second bucket, must be done in the next several days. And then we're going to have a third bucket, which is not urgent. So, so once we put them in those 3 buckets, we know that those have to be done today, no matter what. So we're going to put them in our planner to do for today. If you use like a notebook, you just kind of put them on top. So you know that this is your bucket that has to be done today, no matter what. So on top of it, we hope that this is not going to completely max out your day. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at the must be done in the next several days bucket. And we're going to look at the activities that are sequential. And we're going to look at those sequences, and we're going to analyze and think about where do we need to start on them and how can we start that sequence. Because in project management, they have such a definition as a critical path. So it's kind of like a critical path in a certain way. So like certain things have to be done in sequence and have to be done in a certain way. And so we can't get to do like a second part until we finish the first. So what we want to do is we want to pick those activities where we want to start them and put them in the next in our must be done bucket. Let me see if I can. Okay, here we go. So what we're doing, we're picking those activities and we are putting them in that must be done today bucket. So if if we're talking about an example, if for example you are cooking something, I know it's a little bit not what you would plan, but it gives you a good understanding of what can be done, right? How when we're talking about the sequential tasks. So if you're cooking, for example, a soup, before started cooking it, we need to wash everything, and then we need to cut everything, and then we need to put it in a big bowl, and only after that we can start cooking it. So in this case, we're gonna pick wash and cut as a beginning, and we know that we can't start cooking until all the ingredients are washed and cut. And so we're gonna pick those activities and we're gonna put them in the urgent bucket. So obviously we're not gonna be planning, probably in our planner, cooking a soup, but it just gives you a good understanding and explanation what we're trying to achieve here and what we're putting in this bucket. So this will help you to kind of go and also do through the second round of prioritization and pick those things that have to be started and start putting them in the must be done today bucket. So another ways of calling those buckets, and that's how we're going to start calling them, is must be done today bucket is an urgent bucket. Must be done in the next several days is going to be your holding bucket. And not urgent tasks would be the bucket that is called nice to have. So we created those 3 holding buckets. And those 3 holding buckets will help us to understand what has to be done urgently, what can be held, and what is kind of like, would be nice to have, yeah, literally. So it would be really nice to have. So, so the urgent bucket is kind of self-explanatory what that is. The holding bucket is the things that need to be done soon, but not super urgent. So it not has to be done today, but maybe has to be done this week. So we're gonna get to them when we have an extra minute. And nice to have is not urgent tasks, but they need to be done eventually. Those are the tasks that possibly, those are also the tasks that possibly we can live without, or even the tasks that sometimes can be done by someone else. Whether it is going to be on purpose or accidentally. So sometimes see when we overwhelm ourselves and when we put ourselves over the top, is very often things happen because sometimes we don't prioritize our tasks correctly. And we start our day not with the urgent tasks, not even sometimes with the holding tasks, but with the tasks from the bucket of nice to have. So if you work from the, from the office space, you might be going there. And I'm going to give you an example of like a task that could be done by other people, but sometimes some people do it. So like you get to your office, and there is no coffee, and you love coffee. So you feel like you need to brew coffee now. So you go there, you start the coffee pot, you get the water, you load it with the coffee, and you stand in there and waiting. So how long could it take? the whole process could take up to 15 minutes while you're waiting for the coffee to brew, right? Plus adding and loading and everything else. So you feel sometimes obligated to start your day with it. You feel like it's urgent. You can't live without the coffee. But literally, you can if you bring your coffee with you from home in a cup like that. And it is, if you are there, and if it's not your task, so very often those tasks are given to one specific person to do. It could be an administrative assistant on that floor. And if you are not an administrative assistant on that floor, it's literally not your task, right? So if you are busy and you have a bunch of things to do, you're better off starting on your urgent list than waiting to do the task that can be done by someone else. So sometimes some tasks also could be done by someone else accidentally, which is, in this case, we're just going to celebrate it and say, yay, and we're going to move on. But those are the tasks that probably have to end up in your nice to have bucket, not in your urgent bucket, or not even into your holding bucket. So I know I've done that things myself before. And as I learn, I love to share things that I love to discover. And I think that was really eye-opening for me, that sometimes I was starting my day not with the tasks that were really urgent, but with the tasks that were either should be in a holding bucket or even in a nice to have bucket. So now we're also going to talk about other tasks that pop up on us, and sometimes those other tasks that give you pain. What are those tasks and where they should be located? So those are the tasks that originally could be in the holding bucket, they could be in the nice to have bucket, but those are the tasks that give you pain. So what are we talking about? So I also call those tasks the thorny tasks. Why the thorny tasks? The thorny tasks because they're literally like a thorn on a rose, and they are thorn on your skin. They keep tagging at you all the time. You see them on your to-do list and you're like, oh no, not that thing again, right? So if you had something like that, that's your thorny task. That's a task that is giving you pain. And so what do we do with those tasks? And what are the examples of those tasks could be? So let's talk first about the examples of those tasks. This could be clean up my desk. Why that is a thorny task? Well, it's like I come every day to my desk and I see it unclean and I'm like, oh no, I have to work through this, right? But well, I just don't have time for it because guess what? This is not urgent and I have to, attend to my urgent task. So I just pull it, like kind of shove it to the side, right? Or another one, deleting old emails. You open your mailbox and it shows 1,000 emails unread. But guess what? Those are all old emails that came to you for a long time. You just knew that they're probably junk. You never opened them. And they've been sitting in your mailbox 4 months. And now you're opening your mailbox and they're stressing you out because you're like, oh my God, I can't even understand my freaking mailbox. And I'm sorry, I apologize for my words. But that's exactly how sometimes I would used to feel about some of those thorny tasks. Or it could be if for someone, if you, at home, if you have kids, it could be putting away the clothes that kids grow out of. Does that happen to you? So that happened to me before, where like my daughter is getting bigger and there is clothes that she doesn't fit into anymore, but it's still in her closet. And then when I go into her closet to help her to get dressed, I look at that clothes and I'm like, okay, yeah, you can't wear this, you can't wear that, you can't wear that. So it takes space. It takes my mental emotional space as well, because I go there and I go through it and I'm like, okay, I can't use this, I can't use this, I can't use that, that doesn't fit her anymore. Yet I don't get the time to actually dedicate a little bit of time off for this task and get it complete, to go through it and pick it out and put it away so it doesn't bug me anymore. So those are thorny tasks. Those are tasks that are not being done very often because over time you accumulated a certain type of resistance. Sometimes when we talk also about those tasks, we also talk about procrastination. So sometimes we say, oh, I have procrastinated on this for so long. And if you don't like this word procrastination, it's fine. You don't have to use it. You can use the word thorny tasks if that sounds better to you, right? It's like that task that has those thorns and it's tagging in you all the time. So it kind of like stuck on you. So what are we gonna do with them? Well, guess what? We have to get rid of them. And the best way to get rid of them is put them into that urgent bucket and get them out of the way. Really get them out of the way. So I'm gonna dedicate a little bit more time about those thorny tasks in a minute. And see how can we tackle those thorny tasks even better. But before that, let me finish here with the buckets. So what do we do with those buckets? So with the urgent bucket, we concentrate on it and we get it done. With the holding bucket, if you have finished your urgent bucket and you still have time, then go get to your holding bucket. And nice to have. Okay, guys, let me move my face over here. And for nice to have, when you have a minute in between, that's when we're gonna grab onto it. It's really gonna be kind of at the end of our priority. So we're not gonna concentrate on it too much. So we're gonna get to it when we have a minute in between. We're gonna get to it when we feel in the flow, you know, one of those days when we're like just moving and grooving and getting everything done and checking all the boxes. And one of those days when we do all of our urgent tasks, when we get several of the holding tasks, and then we're like, oh, we can take on the world, I can do it. So it's for one of those days, we're gonna grab this nice to have tasks and we're gonna knock them out as well. So when we are done with the urgent and when we are done with holding, we can do it. Or another option is that we can try to handle them while doing something else. So how about that? So what are the options and how can we do it? Well, some of those tasks, we can combine, if some of these tasks can be combined with other things. Like, for example, I want to read a book and I need to clean up my closet. So clean up my closet is a nice to have task and it never seems to be done. Well, reading the book is something enjoyable and I want to do it too. So how can I combine those tasks together? Well, I can get my book in Audible or in any other form of, like, sometimes you guys know that not only can we do on our phone, not only we can do the Audible, there are tons of also apps to listen your books through your library, local libraries. There are other apps that allow you to listen to your books. So you can download your book on your app and listen to it while cleaning your closet. Wow. And all of a sudden, the time goes faster and you're knocking out two things at the same time. Other ways that we can also do certain things. For example, if I need to prepare for my meeting and I need to take my kids to swim lessons, well, guess what? I can be preparing for my meeting while I'm sitting there and my kids are swimming, right? Because they're swimming instructor, so now we don't even need to bring a computer. We can just bring our phone or tablet, and we can knock out two things at the same time. So that's where the nice to have go, right? So, and now another thing that I want to pay attention to is to trust your system. So once you put the system in place, once you get your priorities straight into those buckets, once you start using that planner in this form or digital form or any other form, you want to trust that system. You don't want to double guess it. You don't want to question, oh, so if I still forget something. The whole idea of the system is to trust it and go with it. And when we do it, things get done and your mind gets free. Free from all the stress and burden that you have been carrying on yourself. So trust in your system, it really helps you to get you free of your burden. And so if you at a certain day, you finish your work and you get out of there, if you have like a physical office, or if you don't have a physical office and you say, okay, at 6 p.m., it's a family time and I close it down. So what you want to do, you want to close it down and leave it for tomorrow. Okay, unless there is like, there are some urgent and really urgent situations. Okay, guys. So I hope you found it helpful. All right, let me stop sharing the screen for a second. I have to get back. So, and we're gonna get back in a moment to those 30 tasks that we talked about and see how we can handle them better. So in the meantime, guys, if you are watching, if you're watching me live, please comment #live. If you're watching it in replay, please comment #replay. Hey, Kim, I'm glad you can see it and you're joining us. Hey, Grace, I'm so glad you guys are here with me. So let me know your thoughts if you found this helpful or not. I always love hearing from you guys. If you also have any questions, please put your questions in there and I'll be happy to answer them as well. So now we're gonna go back to those little thorny tasks. Those are the tasks that we hate the most, as we were discussing. So how can we do them? So I have those tasks too. Those are the tasks that we're dreading, as we said, right? So how can we dive into them? So we put them on this, our urgent bucket, and now we're looking at them and we're like going, oh my God, I still don't feel like doing it, even though I put it in my urgent bucket. I keep like moving it till the end of the day, right? So how can we do it? Well, there are several tricks to it. The problem with it, that very often we accumulated a certain resistance towards them. And so if that works for you, you can count 1, 2, 3 and go, right? Or the backwards, 3, 2, 1, go. Just don't think about it too much. You can also set up a timer to allocate for it 15 or 20 minutes and say, well, I can do anything for 20 or 15 minutes. It's really only 15 or 20 minutes. And I'm going to set the timer on my phone and I'm going to get to it. And when the timer goes off, I'm going to take a break from it. And make it a nice break, go reward yourself with a nice cup of coffee or a nice cup of tea or I don't know, something else, right? That could be all great approaches. Also, feel about how nice would it feel to get it done, right? So here, I want to offer you like a little mini meditation to think about these tasks and how you can get it done. So guys, I hope you're going to try it with me. So if you are in, you don't have to do anything. You don't have to announce it to anyone. So just sit down with me and relax. Let's take a deep breath. Let's take another deep breath. Now we're going to close our eyes and we're going to think about that task that you are not wanted to do or you are dreading for one reason or another. So this is a task that's been giving you pain. You just kind of see it as a little cloud floating in the front of you. And now you can talk to it. And so see yourself saying to it, I know I was thinking you're so big and scary, but you really are not. You really can be easily done. I know I can get to you so quick and I can finish this task so quick that I will be amazed. I know I thought it's gonna take me a long time, but it's really not gonna take that long. This is just my fears around it. There is really no confirmation that it can be hard or difficult. Okay, so now imagine yourself starting to do this task. This little cloud is coming to you, and now you imagine yourself starting to do this task. And as you're starting to do this task, you see yourself doing it fast and fast and faster. It's like kind of in the movie, it speeds up and it's going fast and fast and faster, like a fast forward. And you're doing fast and fast and faster. You can almost hardly distinguish what you're doing. And all of a sudden, you see that you finished it and it is done. So now stop and see how you feel. See that you feel really accomplished. You can do a little dance or say, yay! You can pat yourself on the back or do anything else. And now open your eyes. And we are done. It was that simple, really that simple. Now, how does it feel? Does it feel that this task is still so dreading and so big and it's so hard? Hi, Miri, thanks for sharing. It was great. Yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed it. So yes, sometimes it just this little visualization or this little meditation can help us to really move and break through this hard tasks that we are dreading to do. So it can be really, really very, very helpful. So guys, we're pretty much at the very end of that. Oh my God, it took 49 minutes. So we probably, so let me start wrapping up here. So I cannot wait to hear from you what thorny tasks you guys are gonna do this week and how you're gonna knock them out after this meditation, and will it be easier for you to do it? So yes, share your experience and let me know how you feel about it now, okay? So we covered today is how we can become more effective handling our tasks and to-do lists. We talk about start having a planner, a notebook, a digital planner, something that you can put system in place to handle your tasks. We also talked about different forms of prioritization, how we can prioritize your tasks and what buckets we can use, and what priorities we're gonna place on each bucket and how we're gonna handle them. We also talked about those pesky little thorny tasks and how we can handle them and how we can finish them and finally get off of our to-do lists so that we feel so much better. Guys, believe me, once you start crossing those thorny tasks of your to-do list, you're gonna feel so much better. So don't leave yet. I'm gonna talk about the homework in a couple of minutes. So in the meantime, what I want to say, if you want more information, more help with anything that we have covered, you can work with me in one-on-one setting. I have highly customizable transformational course, Rewired for Peace. It's a 4-month commitment where you can get one-on-one support with me. It's a highly customizable program that will help you to reach balance, peace, and happiness. It is a program that delivers results, and it really works. So I'm also, during this week, while I'm doing this challenge, I'm running a special for my 4-month program that I have. This is never before seen special. So guys, if you ever thought about working with me, I would really jump onto it, because it is, I don't think I'm gonna ever run it again, probably not. So if you sign up this week, you will get 1 month of working with me for free. So out of this 4 months, this is awesome deal, really awesome deal. So if you're interested to hear more about it, send me a message and ask me how you can get 1 month free. So if you sign up even later, but if you ask me about it this week, you can still get this amazing promo. So, and now to the homework. So your homework for today is to list one thorny task that you're committing to doing this week, and actually do it. I cannot wait to hear from you. What are your tasks that you're committing to doing, and finally crossing off your to-do lists, and how are you going to feel when you finish them? Okay. So, once again, if you're watching it in the live, please always put your hashtag live. If you're watching it replay, put hashtag replay. That will qualify you for the prizes, as well as the homework. So once again, the homework is to list one thorny task that you're committed to doing. So I want to thank you so much for your patience, for your today when I started, it took a little bit of a minute. I want to thank you for your attention to this and listening to this whole almost hour. You guys are awesome. So, and please let me know what you thought and what you want to hear more of. I really love hearing from you guys. And I will talk to you tomorrow. Cannot wait to see you all tomorrow. Bye.